How strong would Gojo be if he only had the six eyes? No Limitless. Let's talk about it. All right, first of all, shout out to Mothwater for asking me about this today. And it's funny because this concept of the six eyes with no curse technique is something that I'm really interested in. And for those of you that saw my video detailing my sequel idea for JJK, you'll know that my main character is a member of the Gojo clan with the six eyes but no curse technique, because I think that would be just something fascinating to explore. And personally, I do think it would still be extremely powerful. The six eyes are just insane, right? Because not only do they provide you with crazy cursed energy efficiency to the point where you will virtually never run out, but they also provide you with supernatural perception, right? Gojo can literally see for miles, but in addition to that, he can see without actually seeing, which is why he wears a blindfold, right? In addition to that, he also just has extra sensory awareness in other dimensions, right? Not like literally other dimensions, but other facets, meaning he can see the flow of cursed energy both in people and out in the world, which is what grants him his understanding of people's curse techniques just from watching them use it. So the six eyes are not to be underestimated as a tool. If we give those to literally anyone, they are getting an insane boost in power. But in this hypothetical, we're still talking about Gojo himself, right? And Gojo is built different even aside from his gifts of the six eyes and the limitless. Like, he is a genius sorcerer of his own right. We know that Black Flash is the single greatest metric to differentiate good sorcerers from great sorcerers. And we also know that the six eyes don't allow Gojo to just hit a Black Flash whenever he wants. He is the same as everyone else in that regard. And yet, we know that he has the record for the most Black Flashes ever. A record that will be surpassed by Yuji one day, but nonetheless, he sits atop the throne right now, and that speaks to his talent. Just think about how strong somebody like Yuji is for the majority of the series, right? Not having a curse technique, just being a Black Flash merchant. That's the level we're kind of putting this Gojo on, except we're allowing him to keep the six eyes. Or let's take a look at somebody like Kusakabe, who doesn't have a curse technique, and yet still he rose to become the strongest grade 1 sorcerer just with his natural manipulation of cursed energy and simple domain. Now, if we're taking a look at Gojo, stripped away from the Limitless, he's still an absolute demon, right? I think the main thing here is that he just no longer has a domain expansion, which is really important in the highest level of fights. But he could still have anti-domain techniques to help protect him from other people's domain expansions and still not just get one shot by that, right? So I really think that Gojo, stripped away from the Limitless, is still the second strongest person in the verse. Because just imagine this thought experiment. Like, could Gojo beat anyone else not named Sukuna with the handicap of not using his curse technique? And I think he easily could. However, what I will say is that I do think there's a difference here between taking the Gojo that we know from JJK and just giving him the handicap of, hey, you can't use the Limitless, good luck, versus a Gojo that was born without the Limitless and only ever had the six eyes. Like, would that young kid still be motivated and groomed to grow in the same way that the original Gojo did? And I do think that's a bit more of an interesting thought experiment, and maybe we can't safely say that he would still be the second strongest, but I certainly think he would still be way stronger than even Kusakabe was. But yeah, in a situation where we're just deleting the Limitless from our Gojo, I think he's wiping everyone. Again, not named Sukuna, but maybe I'm a little biased because I've loved this idea for a while. Like I said, I would love to see a series centered around a character that only had the six eyes, just because I think there's so many fun things you could explore with that. Just watching somebody master the basics and fundamentals of Jujutsu and what they'd be able to accomplish with that, with barrier techniques or simple Shikigami, right? Or wielding cursed tools. I just think there's a lot of fun things to play with.